Hello world, welcome to World's End Tarot. Today I am going to be doing a pick a card general reading for the urgent messages that Spirit wants to send you right now. We are going to be using the Enchanted Blossoms deck to pick out the 4 options for you today, and then I will be adding these crystals to correspond to each of these cards. So first of all, we have Joy coming up. And for pile 2, this one. We have Luck coming up. And the third one, I feel this one is coming. Memory. And for the last one, this card's coming up here. We have Faith. And if you just bear with me a moment, I will add the corresponding crystals to these cards. So here are your corresponding crystals for pile 1 with the Joy card. Let's get a closer look. And here is the crystal corresponding. And then pile 2, here's a closer look at the card. And then your corresponding crystal, which is the Carnelian. And for group 1, yours was the Howlite. Let's have a closer look at pile 3. You have the Memory card. And you also have the Citrine. And now for pile 4, you have the card here of Faith and this very dark shining crystal with iridescent catches in the light. So, as usual, take your time, let yourself be guided to the card or the crystal that is calling most to you. Take a few deep breaths in and out, and then when you're ready to hear your reading, click in the description box for the timestamp if you want to skip ahead to the reading itself, but I will also have the part where we're picking the cards for each of your readings available too. So take your time and I will see you in your reading. Okay, let's start picking the cards for each of these choices. The word just escaped me there. We'll put 4 up here so we can see, and 3, and then we have 2, and then we have 1. And so I want you to see each of the bottom ends of these cards as I am getting all of the rest of your cards out today for your reading. I also have a new deck which I'm yet to use for my readings before. I think this is called the Forest of Enchantment Tarot, and this is already showing up for one. And let's have a look and see what else is happening for each of you guys right now. For urgent messages coming from Spirit. There's another one for one there. And for two, please. Thank you. And for three. And for four. This one. And here we go, another one. There we go for Forest of Enchantment. I'm gonna go into another deck of cards. This time is Prisma Visions, which is one of my favorites. Let's start with pile 4 first, please. Can we have some messages from Spirit for pile 4, please? Thank you. Both of those. For pile 3, please. Oh, thank you. For pile 2, please. There. Another one there. And for pile 1, please. Thank you. And then this one as well. Those cards were very forthcoming. Let's get them cleaned up a little bit. Okay, and let's have some more tarot from my Wandering Star deck. Thank you. Oh. For 2, please. Thank you. Sometimes there are more than a few cards for each pile. You just have to accept when Spirit is talking, and I just go with that because that's just how it comes across for me. That's it there. Wonderful. Okay, let's clean these up, and then we're going to go lastly into the couple of oracle decks I have, and then we're ready to start reading. I'm going to go for 2 here. Thank you. Thank you. For 3, please. Thank you. This one too. For 4, please. Thank you. Thank you. And for 1. Thank you. Thank you. And last of all, the last oracle card for all of our choices for you today. For 1, please. Thank you. For 2, please. You have 2 as well. For 3, please. Thank you. For 4. Thank you. Okay. Here we go. So if you are feeling that after the preparation, maybe your first choice is also supported by a second choice, maybe during the time that I was preparing the piles, you may have felt that there was a message that was coming to you from another pile. So I wanted you to just take another moment to really center yourself, take a few deep breaths in and out, and go with the choice that is most calling to you at this time, and I will see you in your reading. Hello Pile 1, welcome to your urgent messages from your spirit guide reading. You chose the Howlite and the Joy card. So let's put this aside a little bit here, a little bit so you can see it. And let's go further into your reading. I think that this is a particularly interesting card for you to be choosing. I just want to remind you at this time, happiness usually comes from external events, whereas joy comes from within us. And so I think that there is at least a message, if you are attracted to this card, a little bit about working out things that are nourishing to you, that are bringing you joy, that are coming from within and are rooted in your authentic self. So with that, let's begin with this here. So let's have a look and see what cards we have. Your oracles, we have your tarot. So let's go through your oracles first. Let's start with this one here. We have chop wood coming up here for you. We also have here and now. And you can see as well, we have this, it says, you are here, on this tiny little, I don't know if that's focusing. It says you are here written on this banner, and then we have past and we have future, and we have this floating imagery going on here with a door going inside this egg where this little fairy is sitting on top. So it's a really curious card. So that's what you have, Pile 1. And then we also have the energy is gaining momentum coming through for you right now. Interesting. Need to shift these cards around so that we have a little bit more room going on. Okay, let's see what we have going on in your tarot cards. First of all, we have the Death card coming up here with transformation, with new beginnings, with endings, and with change coming into your life right now. It's a really, really interesting card for you, Pile 1. We also have Justice, balance, equality. This is also possible when we get into the readings. I'm going to see exactly what's going on here. I have my own interpretation of what this card could mean for you right now. Very exciting though, this stuff. We also have the Page of Wands. All about communication, good news, and change again coming through here. Hard work coming through here. We also have the Eight of Swords coming through for you right now, Pile 1. And the King of Cups coming through here. And also we have the Keeper of Boons. I want you to see that card a little bit too. And lastly, we have the Wise Woman coming through. Okay, so pile 2. I am very much getting the impression from your cards that Spirit is urgently telling you about the change in the atmosphere, in the energy around your life, particularly when it's coming to career. Particularly. I say that because not only are we getting some indications here from the chop wood card, but also partly about, we have this idea coming through your cards of thinking about where you are at and where you will be going. You have something changing and ending very quickly, but we also have this Justice card coming up for me here, and this is usually indication of some kind of legalities. So along with the idea of possibly thinking about moving house or moving location, in terms of the Justice card, I really do get a lot of contracts, particularly signing legal documents. And I'm seeing this be something that's very influential about work. And I can see for you that this is something that Spirit knows that you really need. You really need this type of change, whatever that is that's coming through for you individually. You are someone who has been kind of feeling quite stuck. I can see that you have been working on a project in a certain way for a very long time, and I don't really feel like you've been seeing the results immediately. It's something about looking for guidance about where you should be going next, and it not having been showing up very obviously for a while, but now that is changing. Your spirit guides are very excited about what is around the corner for you right now. This is talking about big changes, really big changes happening really quickly. Things that are in your life now that feel stable and forever are going to change. For some of you, it will be like almost overnight. You'll get a call about an opportunity and you will take it with both hands, or something very lucrative or opportunistic is going to be falling into your lap. There's something about it not really being something that's up to you. It's something as if you've been plucked and the energies around you have chosen you. So if you have been applying for jobs or different positions, if you have been working towards something, if you have been sending manuscripts off or emails off to try and work out positions that you're looking for them to apply to, or to try and make networking with new people, you're going to be starting to get new answers from these places. People are going to be responding, and part of that is going to be about leaving that old energy of you not really knowing where you're at and just being very much in the present moment and thinking about what to do next. That stuff's going to be left behind, and it's just going to be something that happens pretty quickly. Something that in a few months' time you'll be looking back thinking, oh my gosh, I remember when I felt that way, and it's almost as if that's a different person now. I am also getting a really good indication that Spirit is trying to talk to you a little bit more about your self-doubt issues. It's something that you are always struggling with, and Spirit really sees that in you. There's also some indication for me that some of your self-doubt beliefs are going to be challenged very shortly, very quickly. It's almost as if Spirit is telling me that you need to really leave that stuff in the past. Your self-doubt thoughts, your inner turmoil about where you fit in are not helping your situation at hand, pile 1. It really isn't something that Spirit feels is necessary, but they also see it's like almost like a childish habit that you've had. It's like you have never quite grown out of worrying about things that are not necessarily useful to worry about, things that may never even be. You worry about it, the what if and the why. That's something that Spirit sees in you and is challenging you to get rid of. There's something about a challenge here from Spirit saying you need to mature emotionally quite quickly. You need to put that childish endeavor in bed and put it away to sleep. It is done. There is something here about leaving that stuff behind and getting a little bit more intuitive and expressive about who you are as a person, really communicating your needs to people in a constructive, mature way, learning how to do that almost as if from scratch. I really feel like this is a skill that you hadn't yet developed. And I can hear Spirit telling me that it's really time that skill was developed and utilized. It's going to be really useful for your next chapter in this new career endeavor. You are coming into a new place where you are going to be much more available for people to answer to, and with that comes this skill. It's not useful for you to be sitting. I can really see you sitting worrying when you're on your own, and Spirit is sort of, it's almost as if they want to take you by the hands and drag you back out, because it's something that just isn't, it's just something that Spirit just does not recognize as being part of your story anymore, Pile 1. There's a real challenge for you to mature emotionally and spiritually right now. Part of that's going to be out of necessity. It's something that's going to be happening regardless of whether or not you're noticing it. But Spirit has a plan in that sense about why that needs to happen. If you're to move on from this current stagnant energy that you have, with the help of Spirit, I mean, Spirit is putting an end to it. The stagnant energy that you have been feeling will be put to an end. But for you to really utilize and enjoy and take advantage of this energy shift, you do need to stop being so emotionally in your own head, and particularly negative thoughts about yourself, particularly nasty little, tiny little thoughts of insecurity and self-hatred. They really need to be put to bed. You need to stop it now. It's almost as if Spirit's saying to me they don't have any time for this stuff anymore, that they're kind of fed up of it. So I do wonder if this idea of feeling a little bit more like you want to have more joy in your life is partly to do with this responsibility that you need to take for yourself and the way that you are showing up for yourself. It's almost as if you've not been your best self and your best friend to yourself, and Spirit's really challenging you on that habit. They're looking for you to have more balance in your life right now. And they are giving you indication that even though things feel quite dark and quite scary, even though there's all these questions in yourself about how to feel happier, how to feel that joy that we are yearning for, that we're attracted towards, Spirit is talking about balance coming into your life, and Spirit is telling you in advance that this is not always the way things are going to feel and the way that things are going to be. There's also some really beautiful indication that this wisdom that Spirit wants you to develop as a sort of self-development tool, this self-wisdom, this self-knowledge, it's a really wholesome, full and strong foundation for you, Pile 1, to really develop into somebody who really is very financially successful, is very much a leader in their field and within their own life. You are someone who Spirit is saying is going to be really coming into some money soon. I'm seeing stability. I'm seeing this being a legacy almost of there's a legacy of wisdom here. There are people in your life right now, or possibly coming into your life very shortly, who are going to be able to teach you certain things that you don't yet know, and that you will need to be ready to take that lesson. And Spirit is asking you to get ready to be an apprentice for somebody else in a mentorship position. This could be in any kind of thing. I'm seeing career mostly. There's an emphasis on career here, but it's not just that. Although a lot of it is, I must say. But it could be learning a new skill that doesn't yet necessarily result in payment, but will do at some point. It will help you to develop a business idea or an entrepreneurial spirit or something going on in that kind of realm. And I'm just seeing you really developing as a person, and particularly into somebody who really is quite fearsome. Someone who is so loyal, and also you would not want to cross. You will be quite formidable in a position of power. Somebody who is generous and fortunate, and also very very industrious. And you are someone who really is, who other people will also come to for guidance. It's almost as if Spirit's asking you to start thinking a little bit more long-term about your future. It's not just immediately. All these things that are going to be happening in the immediate future, this massive energy change, it's not just about the immediate changes. There's also something here about Spirit saying the messages and the lessons that you are about to learn, this very quick, very changeable period, are going to be with you for life. You are about to be taking the first step on a very long journey, a long-term journey to becoming somebody who is really at the top of their game, particularly if this is to do with career and industry. You are about to start developing these skills that will lead you to be having a life where you're being able to run a very successful business. And Spirit wants you to pay attention, really wants you to pay attention and take those lessons as they come. I'm seeing you as quite a young kind of energy in this. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're young, literally. It's just that there's, in this particular lesson, you are the student. And there is something that Spirit needs you to be taught. So this is partly why this message is urgent. They're really, really coming here, your Spirit guides, to tell me about the challenge of the next couple of months coming up for you. Pile 1, it's going to feel very challenging, and already it feels challenging because the situation that you're finding yourself in right now feels quite lethargic and a little bit samey, quite repetitive. So Spirit's saying, oh no, that will change, but you also need to really do your homework, because I want you to take the most advantage. The Spirit wants you to take as much advantage of this coming situation as possible, so that this energy change is not wasted. Okay, Pile 1, best of luck with that. That is like a really crazy journey for you right now. It sounds really exciting. I hope you enjoyed your reading. If you did, remember to subscribe and leave me a comment. I love hearing feedback about what you think of these readings. But until next time, best of luck, Pile 1. See you later. Bye. Hello, Pile 2, and welcome to your urgent messages from your Spirit Guide reading. Let's find out what is going on for you. First of all, let's remind ourselves of the card and the crystal that you were most attracted to for this reading. You have the luck card coming in here with the carnelian. Some really beautiful symbolism behind these two together. I'm really excited to see how that comes out in the reading. So I'm just going to pop it over there for a minute because we need some space to see these cards. Let's get your oracle cards out first. I want to see these ones. Let's see what this is. Ooh, here we go. New life coming through for you, Pile 2. A really nice energy shift seems to be on your way. We also have, chaos and conflict coming through. Pile 2, that is really interesting. We also have emotions are running high. I bet they are. And we also have a new romantic cycle begins. Very, very interesting, Pile 2. Let's find out what that's about. Okay, for your tarot cards, we have the 6 of Wands coming through here. We have triumph and victory. We also have the theme of movement coming through with 6s. And we also have the King of Pentacles coming up. A visionary, a generous, reliable figure in the materialistic realms. We also have the Chariot, so we have some movement happening here, some fast movement. And we have the Hermit, really interesting. These are a very interesting mix of cards for you, Pile 2. Healing, solitude, inner work. 6 of Swords coming up. Again, I was talking about movement, and this is relational to 6 of Wands as well. We also have the Ace of Cups, a really strong indication again of romance coming up for you, pile 2. I'm running out of room. We have 3 of Visions, beautiful, excitement, and then 2 more cards. Oh my goodness, such a busy reading. We have the 3 of Spells coming up, and we also have the Ace of Spells coming up. You have such interesting cards. I want to see if I can move this luck card a little bit out so I can bring, let me go where these are going to be right now. I do feel like this is here, and this is here. Oh my goodness. Let me see if I can. That's a little better, because this is needing extra space. Can't quite believe that, but your reading right now, pile 2, is extraordinarily busy. We have such a lot going on in here. Okay. That is a little better for me to see all of the cards. Wow. Wow. Okay. Pile 2, you are in an extremely exciting pivot point in your life, and it is no wonder that Spirit is coming through with such a lot of energy with this reading, considering the question is the urgent messages that Spirit and Spirit guides want you to know. There is certainly some expansive energy happening here from Spirit that they're wanting to talk to you about through this reading. So first of all, one of the most exciting parts of this for me is that I can very much see, for those of you that are single and looking, you are in a very potent romantic cycle. You are very much coming into a place where you are open and ready to meet a new person in your life and start a romantic attraction with that person. It's just undeniable that there is the potential to meet a life partner right now, or in the very least to have a very exciting experience for a season with somebody in a romantic way. Spirit has been sending wishes out into the ether for you for a very, very long time. There's this very much a feeling of wishing in the quieter moments of your life. Have you been manifesting very strongly, pile 2? Because this is what it feels like. It feels like you've been manifesting for very specific things. Spirit has been seeing you doing this. If you have been someone who has been manifesting, I'm not sure exactly specifically, but if you have been manifesting for a relationship, Spirit has been hearing that. Generally, I'm just getting manifestation in the first place, regardless of what that's about. I can see you in the comfort of a private space, making wishes, engaging in manifestation rituals. There's something very much, there's something ritualistic about it, something that you do regularly, something that you are in a routine about, and something you have been putting a lot of personal energy and growth into. Spirit sees that, and I must say that there is indication here that that has been part of the reason why there is this cycle, this new life actually beginning for you right now, pile 2. It's a really interesting thing, because I do wonder why that manifestation has been occurring, and I am wondering if it's partly because where you're at right now feels extremely loud. I don't know what that is, but I can feel that the private space that you need to go into sometimes is extremely difficult to find, and that's partly why it's so precious. And there's something about wanting to escape going on in these cards. There's something about needing, personal spiritual space, that needing to be carved out in your routine, and that's been something that you've been doing, and successfully. Spirit's very much either advising that you do start doing that, or that if you have been doing this already, Spirit's really on your side about that particular aspect. They really are listening to the things that you're saying. they're trying to give you the things that you're asking for, and they're appreciating that you're asking for it, because what's happening, pile 2, is that through this manifestation, through this ritual that you have been conducting, Spirit has been able to direct the energies in a much more appropriate way for the things that you are hoping to gain and experience in your life. And it really is opening up a new energizing chapter in your life, partly because you've been asking for it and Spirit wants to deliver it. And so things are going to feel very chaotic. This is partly why we're getting this chaos and conflict card coming up. Part of the powerful aspect of this energy that Spirit is engaging with you on, this asking, this hoping, this manifestation of change in your life, particularly when it comes to relationships, if that's something that's relevant to you, that journey that Spirit has taken you on, that you are taking Spirit on as well, it's going to cause a lot of rupture in the current circumstance. This is partly what I think Spirit needs to tell you right now. This is why this is urgent. It's a warning about the chaos and conflict that's coming, partly because of the manifestation goals. It's like they can't quite deliver what you want without complication, or there is something that is about to break that has to break in order for there to be space to grow something new. There's something about... So here's a little story, a little belief. Whenever anything breaks in our household, we always know that that's bad energy leaving the house. It's something that had to break in order for some energy to leave the house. And this is similar to that. You are having things that are breaking so that bad energy is able to leave, and so good energy, there's space for that good energy to come back in. And that's where you're going to be building these manifested goals. So this is what Spirit's talking about. It's almost as if Spirit's saying, things are feeling very active and confrontational, and that's part of the process of what you are actually doing here. You are manifesting what you need, and that's going to feel a little bit choppy in the waters. It's just the way it's going to feel. It's going to feel like things are breaking down, but that's so that we can build them back up again. So yeah, I'm really seeing you here as this is someone here, this is the same figure here. This is someone who is taking that time, that inner work is happening, and it's really, really important. Spirit's very much up for this journey that you're taking, and they're very much supportive of it. So through this chaos and conflict, I'm also seeing possibility for you to be moving away or moving in with somebody new, possibly. There's definitely signs of new romance on the horizon. We have this echoed in the Ace of Cups here, but I'm also seeing it in the sixes. I feel this is to do with it's almost as if these sixes are about that movement. This is part of the reason why there's chaos going on. There's something about moving on. It could be that you're moving from one relationship to another. It could be that you're moving from one place to another place, or moving in with a new relationship, or there's something going on here about moving and movement. And I'm seeing celebration, I'm seeing happiness, I'm seeing opportunities for socialization, I'm seeing it could be actually part of this, you could be about to meet the person. If it is a romantic manifestation, you could be about to meet this person at a party, actually, somewhere, possibly in a new place you've not been before. This might be something about moving to a new place, and that's where you meet this person. There's something going on about that, and it's going to be happening within a time that feels very busy. It's almost as if you may actually not actually expect this to happen in the way it's going to happen. I think that's partly what that chaos is. It's partly that you're not someone who, it's like you're asking for something, you're expecting it, and at the same time when it does show up, you don't actually know that it's that. It's only later you work it out. There's something going on about that. So this is partly what Spirit is chatting to me about. There's a lot of excitement in these cards, pile 2. I'm really feeling an excitement from Spirit about what's happening and what they're helping you to manifest. Yeah, and again, the chariot here is again reflecting that chaos, that conflict, that there's something about this happening very fast. That movement that is happening is very fast movement. That's very exciting for you, pile 2. I also just want to say, if the person that you're looking for is maybe has a more masculine energy to them, I do feel like they are someone who is showing up very much with the qualities of the King of Pentacles. And so have a little look at the King of Pentacles in your spare time. These are the types of, now it's not necessarily that he's wealthy or she's wealthy, it's just that they are a generous sort of spirit. They're somebody who has a lot to give, and they're somebody who is a provider of other types of resources, not necessarily financial resources, but obviously, yes, financial resources are included. But it could just be more like somebody who's just very, I can see somebody sharing a lot of food, for example, somebody who's makes a lot of food and shares it. There's something about food as well as money. There's something about resources. It's resources of time as well. Someone who has a lot of space for other people. This is what I mean by generosity of spirit. They also are very, they have a very long-term vision. So I do feel like if you're someone who's single and is looking and you're trying to manifest this very good, beautiful partnership, there is an opportunity to meet this person coming up soon. And that person seems to be somebody who is extremely generous and kind. So look out for those particular types of qualities in somebody. It's interesting, and I just want to say, if romance isn't something that you're manifesting, then can you please have a think about what, instead of it being a literal relationship of romance, I want you to think about the joy of a new romance, what that feels like if it's something that you're looking for, and to apply that into other types of places in your life. This is something that could easily be manifesting in having a new love for a vacation, or a new job, or a new place that you're living, or a new chapter that in the book that you're writing, or a new painting. There's so many other ways that this can appear to you, but what it is really is Spirit is talking urgently about this idea of falling in love with your life again, falling in love with yourself again, falling in love with socializing, with making plans, with moving around, with seeing the world, and that happening within a very busy, chaotic experience of life. There's just so much excitement and energy and new life bursting from you, pile 2. It's a beautiful, beautiful reading. I'm really happy for you, and I hope that you have all the best luck in the world coming your way, because you definitely deserve it, and it's something that Spirit is excited to give you. So if you enjoyed this reading, please consider subscribing. Would love to have you back here. But until then, see you later, pile 2. Bye. Hello, pile 3, and welcome to your reading. We're asking all about those urgent messages that Spirit needs you to know right now. Let's remind ourselves of the card and the crystal that you chose. We have the memory card here and the citrine. Really interesting choice of card and crystal combination, pile 3. I'm really interested to see what Spirit has to say about that. I'm just going to put it up in the corner there while we have a look at your cards. Let's have a look at your oracles first. Oh my gosh, that's such an interesting card. All that glitters. Wow. I might have to have a little look at the book for this one. I love that card. That's so interesting. I don't think I've seen that one before. It's absolutely gorgeous. We also have Yang. Oh, pile 3, you are very interesting, aren't you? Let's have a look at your other oracle card. We have conclusions are within reach. So interesting. So let's have a look at your tarot cards as well. We have the 3 of Wands. We have the Emperor. So already there's some very strong male energy coming through your reading, pile 3. Put this here. Oh my gosh, we have the Emperor again. Wow. Wow, pile 3. What's going on with you? We also have the Yang energy, which is male energy too. So let's just... Ace of Pentacles. Beautiful. We have the Ten of Spells. That's a really curious card, and we're going to talk a little bit about the stories behind this card. And then lastly, we have the Child of Challenges. Wow. So pile 3, there is a lot of very, very interesting stories going on in your cards. One of the most interesting cards coming up for me right now is the Ten of Spells card here. So this is a picture of 7 sisters who went into the forest and danced all night. They're completely and utterly depleted of all energy, completely in shock. There is just this profound exhaustion and burnout happening between them all. They have become, it's like the spell has broken. They were under a spell that made them dance all night until they were completely exhausted, and now they're running away back to their beds to sleep. It's a card which is really interesting because it's talking about being stretched beyond your limits. It's something about talking, we're talking here about having your fire completely burnt out from exhaustion, and having a very kind of it's like there's something unresponsible going on here. Something about having not really sort of paced yourself and have been found feeling really depleted and really done in, almost as if you were in this kind of fever, a fever dream where everything felt amazing at the time, and it was amazing. It was a massive, massive high, and suddenly in the light of day you feel used, abused, you feel like you've been had, you feel like you fell for something that wasn't real. We also have this idea of falling for something that's not real coming out in all that glitters. There's this theme here with this card of putting on a mask and needing to put on a mask, and I'm seeing that reflected again in one of the Emperor cards here. This idea, I feel like you, and this Yang card actually as well, you're someone who's coming up to me with a very masculine energy, and that comes with this idea of being, I think that is very possible for a lot of you. You're in a position of power and position of control over other people. It could be that that's in a sort of formal sense, like you might be a boss at work or that type of thing, a managerial position like this, or it's possible that you're very much the head of your family or the head of your friendship group. There's something about you taking a leadership role in your life, and there is something very strongly talking here about you feeling burnt out from those responsibilities. Pile 3, you are someone who needs a break. I really find that and I find it very interesting, like all of these themes that are coming up for you right now. There's only one card here about really taking a break, and that is what I'm seeing in the Three of Wands. That is somebody who's giving themselves permission to take a holiday, like a proper one, one that goes abroad or one that whatever, but like a proper rest, like and to actually allow yourself to do something new, to have an adventure of your own. There's this child energy here as well. This is quite a youthful energy. This is partly why. So I don't think that you are necessarily somebody who is older or younger. I'm just seeing that whatever it is, the situation that Spirit is talking to me about that you are in is that you are someone who has an authority that other people respond to, regardless of how that shows up in your life. But there's something here about an inner child here. I do wonder how badly burnt you've been feeling, Child 3, because it does feel very much like you're someone who actually really enjoys a challenge. It's something that's really exciting to you. It's something that you've taken a lot of personal meaning in, being someone who's good in an emergency, someone who's able to think their way out of a disaster. What we have here with this child card is, the story behind this card is a child who was abandoned out in the woods, and who, instead of panicking or getting upset, this child chooses to think for themselves, to think of a way out of the situation, and who sits down and quite methodically comes up with a plan, which I think is very much linking into the fact that you have been getting 2 Emperor cards coming up here. This is someone who comes up with a plan. This is an authoritarian energy that you have, pile 3. It's not a judgment. I don't think that having an authority is at all something that's bad. If anything, we really need people in our lives who are kind and who have an authority. It makes people feel safe. It makes things happen. It means that people can organize. It means that there's somebody that everybody can look to give an answer, so that we can continue and get a project completed. But there's something here, pile 3, about you giving too much to these types of efforts, and really coming out of it feeling very much like you didn't really know, like, when this changed almost. It's like the lights went on and all the musical chairs, like there's no chairs left. There's something about having deceived yourself. Have you been playing the part of a leader, or have you been playing the part of something? Have you been playing a different role than what feels natural and authentic to yourself? Because this is partly what I'm seeing as well. I am interested in the fact that there is something that has obviously ended, and Spirit wants you to be aware of this. The way that you have been working up until now has been fine and has felt like a big rush, but it is no longer something that is serving you. It's something that's actually depleting you. It's something that's burning you out. It's something that's taking your inner core. Some of the reasons why you were attracted to this situation at hand in the first place was it spoke to an inner self, a part of you that was very innately interested in this thing. It really lit that fire within. Whatever this was, something, a hobby or a job or a relationship, there's all kinds of different things this could be. Whatever this is that Spirit is speaking about, you know what I'm talking about, because this is your personal reading. You're helping me do the work too, so help me here. Whatever this was, this spark of exciting inspiration, it really spoke to a part of you. It really answered you. And it's like you've lost that part of yourself here. It's like that you need to get back down to basics again. And I do think you really need to rest and go on a new adventure, whatever that means. Because there's something here about you needing to do that in order to find the answer to the bigger question of, what do I do? Why is this message so urgent? Because Spirit can see that you're depleting yourself, and Spirit can see that you're going to be fine because you're so resourceful. You're someone who knows how to think themselves out of a problem. It's almost as if Spirit's like letting you know that, like, it's not far before you work out what to do, and they just want to remind you about why it is you're in this position in the first place. There is a reason that you're here. It's partly that you've been lying to yourself. You have been attracted to status, truly wanting to feel like you're the boss, really wanting to feel like you're in control, having nice things and giving this outward energy of status and like control and like, yeah, like I think that's partly why All It Glitters is coming up with these particular cards in this way. You almost got attracted to the idea of being a boss rather than the reality of being a boss. It's not necessarily a good fit for you and your inner working. Pile 3. And Spirit is talking to me here now about taking a new step in a different direction, starting from scratch, particularly in a practical setting. It's almost like they're saying, you have burnt yourself out. Listen to yourself. Listen to your body. You're burnt out because you are burnt out. It's not because you're a failure. It's not because you've done something wrong. It's not because you're not good enough. It's because this is not a good fit for you. And it's okay that it's not a good fit. It's okay. But Spirit is talking to me here a little bit about think it's interesting because this particular card here, this memory, there's something here about getting a little bit more back to basics about who you used to be as a kid, remembering back to why certain things are interesting to you, to why is it, tap into why is it you need to have this idea of status? What is it about yourself that you feel is not good enough, that you need to prove yourself to others by being on the top of the game at all times? Because it's just not necessarily the reason why you should be doing anything. It's not a good enough why. It's not tapping into this essential part of yourself. I want to just have a little look at the Yang card because it's such a profound card to get, and I've never actually got it before, and I really just want to see what kind of things is going on here. Because Yang is representing the power of action. This is this fire energy coming up. If you're a fire sign as well, this could be particularly interesting to you, pile 3. It's manifesting thought and desire into concrete form. So this is someone who's very industrious, someone who has a vision that really takes it to the end and accomplishes things. Oh my goodness, pile 3, there's also another aspect of this that you should be aware of. You are okay, let me see. We're still recording. There's another aspect to this, that you are actually about to get to the place that you wanted to get to. Spirit is talking to me now about, okay, yeah. It's okay, so for some of you, you're going to be getting a really big promotion. You're going to be getting that thing that you want. It's going to happen. And Spirit is now telling me that there's going to be a moment where you go, is that it? I worked so hard for this and it's not what I thought it was. What do I do next? Spirit says you take a break and you take your time and then you start again on something that actually gives you the passion. You need to tap into this Yang energy. It's about building momentum and making headway. What you want will come to fruition if you proceed confidently. This card signifies a new life and is a sure sign that obstacles have been overcome. There is no reason to hesitate. You are the shaper of your destiny now. So there are different versions in this reading, pile 3, but both of the versions I'm seeing is resulting in burnout and a question of faith about what you are actually doing and if it's a good fit and if it's something that makes you happy and if it's something worth continuing. And part of that is because you do have a desire to show off. And you do have a desire for people to look at you and find you very impressive. And I feel like that is the last thing that you should be interested in indulging in. The real message that Spirit wants you to concentrate on is authentically following things that are of interest to you and that make sense to you. Not thinking about the results, not thinking about what people think, not impressing other people, because their lives are not... Your life is not to be about impressing other people. That's just completely empty, and it will end up with you feeling burnt out because there's no healthy conclusion to that story. At all times, if you are spending all of your energy trying to impress other people who quite often, a lot of the time, don't care because it's not their life. If you're trying to impress other people, at some point the lights go on and you realize you're dancing alone at the party. Nobody else is with you. This is what Spirit's warning you about. So Spirit is really saying, yes, some of your dreams are absolutely coming true, and there is a very, very, very strong possibility that when that happens, you will find out that that wasn't the dream in the first place, and you're going to feel quite empty and confused. And you're going to have to really think about how to get yourself out of that mindset and how to really reconnect back with that inner power that you were working with from in the first place, because that's what's keeping you on to the next journey, on to the next part of your life, on to the next challenge. And it's going to feel very scary and weird, and that's partly why this reading's happening, and that's partly why this message is urgent, because you're actually very close to achieving what you want, and it's not going to be what you thought it was. So pile 3, good luck with this message. I really wish you so much love and luck on this journey. It looks very exciting and also very challenging for you. If you enjoyed this reading, please consider subscribing. I'd love to have you back here, but until then, see you later, Pile 3. Bye. Hello, Pile 4, and welcome to your reading. We're finding out those urgent messages Spirit needs you to know right now. So let's have a reminder of the card that you chose. He went with the Faith card, and also this beautiful iridescent, shiny, black palm stone, which is very unusual. I hope that the iridescent quality of this stone is showing up in the recording right now. So let's put that aside and work out what is going on with you, Pile 4. Let's have a look. First of all, I want to see your oracle cards first. So let's have a look. We are coming up for you with exchanging gifts. We are also coming up with blessed. And we are also coming up with meditate and contemplate with the new moon in Pisces. Okay. Your tarot cards are coming up with the Page of Cups. This is interesting, Pile 4. Really interesting cards you're getting. Ooh, Strength card. Courage, strength, patience, control, all kinds of things. Then we have the Lovers coming up here too. Beautiful. We also have the Hermit. I just want to say, if you felt a little bit compelled, I think, to go in and look at Pile 2. Let me see if it's Pile 2. Yeah, Pile 2. There may be some messages for you in there, okay? If that was also a card that you were feeling drawn to. But let's continue with Pile 4. And then we also have, ooh, the Fairy Wind. Really interesting card. And last of all, we have Keeper of Spells. Pile 4, this is some really interesting imagery coming up for you right now. I'm just going to have a little look at my cards from the fairy aspect, because I want to see what they are talking about here. Yes. Okay. Very beautiful. So this is actually really, there's a calm and joyful energy coming from your cards right now for you, Pile 4. The urgent messages are a little bit more nuanced than some of the other readings I've had. There is something in here for you about having fun right now, really having faith in the system, really understanding that your belief that things are meant to be how they are meant to be is most important to keep at the front of your mind right now. There is an emphasis from Spirit about maintaining your healthy, happy mental mindset, and doing that through things like meditation. That's particularly strong, but also a feeling of pleasure and joy, spoiling a little bit or treating some of the people in your life who you care about a little bit. The exchanging of gifts here isn't necessarily a materialistic message, although I am seeing it for some of you. It really is actually about enjoying moments where you can celebrate a little bit more. So there's some birthdays coming up, or there's some fun experiences that are being offered to you to partake in, and you should be doing those things. You should be seeing that those invitations to live your life and enjoy yourself are very much part of feeling blessed and actually really living your life in its truest, happiest form. There's such an emphasis coming through from Spirit here about having fun, really engaging in the magic of the world and the way it's turning out for you, the way that things are actually working out, the way that things are actually good. There are things that are about your life that are unique to you and that are very good and are supposed to be happening the way they are happening, and kind of really trusting in the magic of that. Really also, I'm seeing there's opportunity for romance coming through, but more specifically, I'm seeing that most of you have an opportunity for learning how to really love yourself properly. There seems to be some indication that there will be times when you are reminded that you are on this journey alone, as we all are, and that in order to feel safe about that, you do need to take some time with that meditation. There's a lot of indication here about socializing and having fun, but I'm also seeing a balance happening where you're really enjoying time alone, and meditative, healthy, restorative time alone. It's something that really it's filling you up again so that you're able to go out and really show up in your life for the people who you care about. I really am seeing a lot of parties and I'm seeing dancing specifically happening. There's a few cards here where I can see that this flowing aspect of movement is really coming into it. If you're somebody who enjoys yoga or dance classes or anything in terms of something that you can do as a way to relax and let your brain stop thinking so much, I really would encourage that you get back into that if that's something that you've given up for a while. There's even like opportunities if you are unable to go to a class or pay for a class right now. If you're able to put some music on the radio and have a dance in your kitchen, like these are the types of activities Spirit's asking you to do. There's opportunities in every single day for you to be having more fun than you currently are, and there's something about Spirit wanting you to be remembering how to have fun. There's something about that unlocking a hidden aspect of you, and really sort of bringing yourself out of your shell and into living your life in a fuller, more encompassing way. I'm seeing something very interesting as well, like going on alongside this. You have a really strong inner strength coming through either side of this reading. Something here going on for you about the boundaries of your life. I think that for many of you, in order to feel happy and to have that opportunity to fall in love or to laugh and dance and feel safe enough to really truly meditate, even because sometimes that can be hard, in order to get there, you need to be reminding yourself of how strong you really are. Spirit is reminding me right now of how strong you are, pile 4, through these 2 cards here with the Strength card, the Keeper of Spells. You're someone who is profoundly inspirational in terms of your courage. I feel like you've been through quite a lot in the past. I'm not really seeing that right now, but I can see that there's potential for trauma to have occurred in the past, and it's almost like you're relearning how to have fun again. Part of that is really having strong boundaries that keep you safe and happy, and there is something about the courage of being able to be alone, truly alone, and to prioritize yourself, as well as that being the courage to fall in love with the right people as well, to invite those people into your life that you have fun with and that you are truly yourself with. Those are 2 different types of courage, because intimacy is a form of courage. It means to be seen truly for who you are and to be vulnerable with another person. And I'm seeing that that's accomplished partly because Spirit is urgently letting you know that you need to prioritize alone time and boundaries as much as you are needing to prioritize having fun and enjoying those socializing moments. Because life is coming at you pretty thick and fast. There's definitely a lot of energy in this reading about movement. That's both to do with your movement, like I said before, about these classes, possibly yoga or dance, these sorts of things, or like moving in your own home and in your own body. There's also movement spiritually and collectively and like energetically happening. There's lots of change going on around you right now. Pile 4, or at least change is about to be occurring. And you really need to have those strong boundaries in place so that you're able to navigate yourself healthily through that. I feel like in the past, so you have there has been a tendency for you to follow the crowd a little bit too much, and it compromises your inner authentic voice at times. And I feel like that's been something that happened when you lacked experience, but I'm seeing that you're somebody who has more experience now and who has learned certain lessons, and I feel like Spirit is reminding me that you need to have faith in yourself, that you have learned those lessons, that you now know yourself better than other people claim to. Because I can actually see there's been some indication of peer pressure in here, of feeling the need to meet people in the same way that they want you to meet them. Like there's been something about, well, I did this for you, you should do this for me. There's something going on in that kind of framework, and I can see that it's at that point where I can see that can sometimes mean that you're compromising your authentic needs. And this is an urgent message from Spirit not to fall back into that pattern again. You are needing to be protective of that inner space that you have just for yourself, just for you on your own with your priorities, because it's the key to feeling and being able to show up in literally every single other aspect of your life. You're going to be able to show up much stronger, much more present. If you are looking for a relationship, you're going to be attracting very healthy, happy relationships, but only if you're in the mindset of this personal growth, only if you're in the mindset of these healthy boundaries, because people who are not up for that kind of thing are not worth having in your life. If you're truly in a healthy, happy place, you're going to be also attracting other people in healthy, happy places who want to be there with you. And I feel like that's what Spirit's talking about. There's an ability for you to really change up things here coming through, and that temptation to change everything really quickly is going to still be there, but it's going to be more muted than it has been in the past when you were younger and much more influential. Influential? What's the word? You were more capable of being influenced by other types of people before, and that's changed now. Spirit's just wanting to remind you about that right now. What else is going on here? There's one more little message I just want to double check that I've actually... Yes. Okay, so if you're single and you are looking for that love relationship, I just want to be letting you know that there is some indication that that person that is coming into your life is particularly impressive, quite a dramatic type of person, quite charismatic, and will be wanting to move very fast. Now, it's whether or not you're up for that after all the other things I've said to you. I would be a little bit... I would make sure that you feel that you're in control and that you're taking things in the... how do I say this best? That things are not progressing too quickly for you, that you feel that you're in control, that you feel that you're protected in your inner world here with the Hermit and the meditation and the Blessed card. Like I feel that there's like a cocoon of power and Strength card actually, there's a cocoon of private power that you have, and so there's something a little bit about there is an opportunity for romance coming through, and this person is particularly charismatic, quite someone who's very attractive, and might be this type of person who could be more influential over you than you necessarily want, because they can be quite, there's a chance that this person might be quite self-obsessed, or a little bit selfish at times. And I think that Spirit is telling me that if that's someone that is, if there is a personality that is ringing a bell as I'm saying this, that they just want you to be aware of that, just to double check your boundaries and make sure that you're not doing anything that's compromising your inner safety, your inner peace. Make sure that you're prioritizing yourself, pile 4, and making sure that you're having fun and that you are living in self-love and letting yourself have that private, quiet time without compromising it with anybody else. Because there's definitely some indication that that might be happening. Okay, so that's your reading, pile 4. If you did enjoy this and you felt it was useful, I would love to have you subscribe. I do a lot of these readings and I don't want you to miss any more. So until then, see you later, pile 4. Bye.